The jungle, with its serene and mysterious embrace, has always whispered to us in soft murmurs, carrying secrets and stories that seem to float on the breeze. It is here, in this green cathedral of life, where each leaf, each creature, and every rustle of the earth tells a tale, inviting us into its slow, rhythmic pulse. There is an ancient stillness that exists within the heart of the jungle, a kind of peace that beckons us to listen carefully, to let the quiet wonders of nature cradle us to sleep. In the jungles of the world, it is not just the creatures that speak, but the very air itself, thick with moisture and life. There are trees here older than our civilizations, silent witnesses to the passage of time, their roots dug deep into the earth, whispering ancient stories. These trees, such as the towering kapok, have trunks so wide that they could shelter an entire family, their branches cradling the skies. The canopy above is a living roof, filtering the sunlight into a gentle, dappled glow that caresses the forest floor below, bathing everything in a soft, golden haze. And as you breathe in the cool, fragrant air, you may notice how the jungle's secrets are held not only in its vastness, but in its smallest details. Take the humble leaf, for instance. Though it appears simple at first glance, each leaf is a miraculous structure, finely tuned by millions of years of evolution. The surface of a leaf can capture the sunlight and convert it into energy, an alchemical process known as photosynthesis. This process, quiet and constant, powers the entire jungle. Each leaf, in its own quiet way, is working to sustain the web of life, as if it too were part of a grand, slow rhythm that only the jungle truly understands. If you take a moment to close your eyes, you might hear the distant sound of the forest's most delicate creatures, the insects. A chorus of them hums through the night air, their tiny wings beating in unison. The jungle is home to countless species of insects, some of which glow with an ethereal light, their bioluminescence flickering like tiny stars in the undergrowth. The fireflies, for example, communicate with their soft, glowing signals, a dance of light that has existed for millennia. Their gentle glow is a reminder of how much we still don't understand about the world around us, how many mysteries are tucked away in the hidden corners of the jungle. Even the rain in the jungle is a thing of beauty. When it falls, it is not the loud, violent storm that some might expect, but a soft, steady cascade, as if the sky is gently sighing, releasing its tears upon the earth. This rain nurtures the jungle, feeding the soil, nourishing the trees, and renewing the cycle of life. The plants drink it in with quiet appreciation, and the creatures of the jungle, from the smallest ants to the great jaguars, move in harmony with the rhythm of the rain. There is a certain kind of peace that only comes with knowing that the rain, which has fallen for millions of years, will continue to fall long after we are gone, ensuring that the jungle's magic persists. Yet, in the midst of this vast, living world, there are still whispers of the unknown. Deep within the shadows of the jungle, there are places untouched by human hands, where the forest grows dense and untamed. These places are not just physical spaces, but realms of mystery and wonder, filled with creatures and plants that we have yet to discover. In fact, it is believed that we have only scratched the surface of what the jungle holds. Every year, new species are found, hidden in the folds of the earth or suspended in the leaves. Who knows what creatures might be quietly observing us as we wander? Creatures that have lived in secrecy for centuries, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. In the jungle, everything has a place. The spider, often feared, plays its part in keeping the balance. Its web is not just a structure of silk, but a work of art, delicate yet strong. The web of a jungle spider can catch not only insects, but also the winds that move through the trees, weaving the air into patterns that carry the songs of the forest. Each creature, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has its role to play in the intricate dance of life that takes place beneath the canopy. Even the slow-moving sloth, with its languid movements, serves a purpose, helping to spread seeds as it travels from tree to tree, contributing to the regeneration of the forest. And what of the great rivers that snake through the jungle, carrying the lifeblood of the forest? These rivers are not just bodies of water, but living, breathing entities. The riverbanks are teeming with life, from the lush vegetation that grows along the edges to the creatures that call the water their home. The rivers are the veins of the jungle, circulating nutrients, sustaining all that lies within their reach. Their waters are home to creatures like the pink river dolphin, whose playful leaps and graceful movements speak of a world that exists just beneath the surface, a world that we can only begin to understand. The jungle is also home to many ancient trees that stand as sentinels, watching over the land. One such tree is the strangler fig, a remarkable plant that begins its life as a tiny seed resting in the branches of another tree. Over time, it sends down roots that wind their way around the host tree, enveloping it slowly, like a silent embrace. Eventually, the fig's roots will strangle the host tree, taking its place as it rises up to become the new giant of the jungle. It is a quiet, patient process, and it is a perfect metaphor for the jungle itself, ever-changing yet constant, always evolving yet deeply rooted in ancient ways. And deep within the jungle, there are those places where light barely touches the forest floor. These shadowed realms are home to fungi, mushrooms that grow in the damp, dark places, their delicate caps and stems glowing softly in the twilight. Some of these fungi have properties that can heal, their spores floating gently on the air like whispers of forgotten knowledge. The mushrooms thrive in these hidden corners of the jungle, their existence a testament to the resilience of life. Even in the deepest shadows, life finds a way to flourish. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows over the jungle, the creatures that roam the forest floor come out of their dens, stretching their limbs and preparing for the night. The night in the jungle is unlike any other. The sounds of the creatures that come out at dusk are different from those of the daytime, quieter, more subtle, as if the jungle itself is easing into a peaceful slumber. The owls take flight, their wings barely making a sound as they glide through the trees, while the frogs begin their symphony, their croaks filling the air with a soft, rhythmic pulse. And in this moment, when the jungle is bathed in the quiet glow of the moon, we are reminded that life, in all its forms, is a cycle. The jungle is a place of constant transformation, where every leaf that falls, every seed that sprouts, and every creature that takes its first breath is part of an eternal rhythm. It is a place where the secrets of the earth and the sky are held gently in the quiet moments between day and night, in the spaces between thoughts, in the places where the heart finds peace. And as you drift into sleep, let the whispers of the jungle so soft and gentle, carry you into the land of dreams, where the mysteries of the world are always unfolding, waiting for you to listen. As you drift deeper into the soothing embrace of sleep, the jungle continues its slow, eternal dance. It is a place that exists in its own rhythm, untouched by the rush and clamor of human life. Here, the days move gently, like the breath of the earth itself, expanding and contracting in time with the pulse of life that thrives within. The jungle's secrets are hidden in its vastness, in the way its shadows stretch and curl, in the way its canopy holds the stories of those who have walked this path before you, and those who will come long after. With every breath you take, you become more attuned to the hum of life surrounding you, more at peace with the quiet mysteries it holds. There are places in the jungle where the trees seem to form living bridges, their roots reaching out from the earth like outstretched arms, joining together to create pathways over rivers or streams. These are the natural wonders, where time has carved out a connection between the earth and sky. These root bridges are not made by human hands, but by the slow work of nature. The roots, over many years, intertwine and grow together, creating sturdy paths that allow the people of the jungle to cross from one side to the other. It is a gentle reminder that nature, in its quiet wisdom, always finds a way to connect and unify, no matter the obstacles that may stand in its way. Under the cool shade of these mighty trees, the jungle floor is alive with movement. From the smallest ants to the vibrant butterflies, life moves in patterns that we, with our hurried steps, might fail to notice. The ants, for example, though small, are some of the jungle's most important workers. They are the silent architects of the forest, carving out intricate tunnels that run deep beneath the ground. These tunnels allow air and water to flow through the earth, keeping the soil healthy and fertile. As they move in perfect unison, their tiny bodies carrying pieces of leaves many times their size, they are the very embodiment of nature's patience and diligence. Every ant, with its tiny yet vital role, is a part of the jungle's grand plan. And then, there are the flowers that bloom in the jungle's heart. These blooms are not simply beautiful, though their colors can dazzle the eye with brilliant reds, purples, and yellows. They are, in fact, much more than that. Many of the jungle's flowers are part of a delicate and intricate dance with their pollinators. The jungle is home to a vast number of bird species, and the bright colors of these flowers are designed to catch their attention. The hummingbirds, with their iridescent feathers and swift wings, hover from flower to flower, sipping nectar, spreading pollen, and ensuring that the cycle of life continues. These flowers, in their delicate beauty, remind us that every moment in the jungle is a quiet exchange, a giving and receiving that sustains the entire system. Amidst all the greenery, one might find a creature so rare and elusive that it is almost like a myth. The jaguar, for instance, is a ghost of the jungle, moving silently through the undergrowth, its sleek coat blending into the shadows. Jaguars are solitary creatures whose presence is often felt more than seen. They are masters of stealth, their footsteps so soft that they seem to disappear into the earth with every step. Yet, despite their quiet nature, the jaguar is a symbol of power and mystery in the jungle. Their presence is a reminder of the wildness that still exists, untamed and free, within the depths of the forest. There are also creatures, much smaller, whose names are whispered only among the most curious explorers. The leafcutter ants, for example, work tirelessly, cutting leaves and carrying them back to their nests. But the true marvel lies in the relationship between these ants and the fungi they cultivate. These ants, without realizing it, have formed a complex partnership with a particular type of fungus that thrives on the leaves they bring back. The ants tend to this fungus like gardeners, protecting it from pests and ensuring it flourishes. In return, the fungus feeds the ants, providing them with sustenance that no other food source could offer. It is a quiet, perfect partnership, a subtle reminder that even the smallest creatures in the jungle can carry out extraordinary feats of cooperation. Further still, the jungle holds its many hidden waterfalls, their waters cascading down rocks with a soft, constant roar. These waterfalls, though often tucked away in remote corners, are vital to the health of the jungle. The water that flows down from these falls nourishes the plants, feeds the rivers, and provides life to creatures large and small. The sounds of the falls, a gentle rush and whisper, are woven into the very fabric of the jungle, creating a melody that soothes the soul. It is said that the sound of water flowing over rocks is the very voice of the earth, speaking in the language of the heart, asking us to slow down, listen, and be present. As night falls in the jungle, the temperature drops, and the air becomes thick with moisture. The moon rises high above the canopy, casting a silver glow over everything. The jungle, now bathed in moonlight, becomes a world of quiet contrasts. The trees cast long, dark shadows, and the creatures of the night begin to stir. The bats, so often misunderstood, flutter through the air, their wings beating in a rhythmic pattern that matches the pulse of the jungle. These nocturnal creatures, with their keen senses, help maintain the balance of the forest by consuming insects that might otherwise overwhelm the jungle. There is something deeply peaceful about the night in the jungle, a stillness that feels almost sacred. The creatures that are awake at this hour move with purpose, their movements slow and deliberate, as if in tune with the rhythm of the earth. The cicadas, whose songs have filled the air during the day, now fall silent, replaced by the gentle chirping of crickets. The air is thick with the scent of earth and plants, a fragrance that lingers, reminding you of the deep connection between the jungle and the soil beneath it. Beneath the canopy, a vast network of roots intertwines, forming a kind of invisible web that connects every plant, every tree, and every living thing. These roots form a living infrastructure, one that sustains the jungle's endless cycle of growth and renewal. The roots of the trees, stretching deep into the earth, hold the soil together, preventing erosion and allowing the jungle to remain stable, even in the face of rainstorms or floods. They are the unseen guardians of the forest, quietly working to keep the balance intact. The jungle is, in many ways, a place of quiet miracles. It is a world where the smallest details are part of a larger, grand design. A world where every creature, every leaf, and every drop of water is a note in an endless symphony. As you settle deeper into sleep, let the sounds of the jungle, the whisper of the leaves, the murmur of the streams, the soft hum of the insects, wrap around you like a comforting blanket. Let them carry you away, deeper into the mystery of the night, where the secrets of the jungle are kept, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be understood. And as you drift off, The jungle will continue, timeless and eternal, its gentle rhythm lulling you into a peaceful slumber, a quiet reminder of the beauty that exists in the smallest moments, the quietest whispers, the softest breaths. The jungle is not in a hurry. It moves at its own pace, one that allows you to slow down and listen, to appreciate the slow, steady heartbeat of the world. With every passing moment, the jungle shares its wonders, its mysteries, and its quiet truths, inviting you to rest, to dream, and to remember that in this vast, ever-changing world, there is always space for peace. As you gently surrender to the quiet rhythm of the jungle, it is as if you, too, are becoming a part of its unfolding symphony, a note in the grand song of the earth. The soft rustling of leaves, the occasional call of an owl in the distance, the faint sound of a distant river flowing. All of these gentle noises surround you in a cocoon of comfort, lulling you deeper into a space of serenity. The jungle breathes with you, slow and steady, as if it too is taking a moment to pause, to rest. And in this stillness, you are reminded that all of nature is a reflection of balance. Moments of quiet, moments of activity, ebbing and flowing like the tides. Above you, the vast canopy stretches wide, its leaves whispering secrets in a language older than any spoken word. Some trees, like the enormous fig trees, have roots that reach deep into the earth, so deep that their tendrils have been known to wrap around ancient stones, pulling from them nutrients and wisdom from eons past. These roots, intertwined with the earth, sustain not only the trees themselves, but the countless other beings who call the jungle home. They create a kind of silent partnership, as if the trees understand that to flourish, they must share, they must connect. And so, their roots form a living web, one that binds the entire jungle together, fostering growth, stability, and unity. The creatures of the jungle also partake in this unseen bond. Take, for example, the wise nocturnal tapir, whose heavy, lumbering steps seem to echo softly across the forest floor. Despite its size, the tapir moves with an almost dreamlike grace through the thick underbrush, its long, prehensile snout gently parting the leaves as it forages for food. While it feeds on fruit and foliage, it also plays an important role in the jungle's ecosystem, dispersing seeds as it moves, helping to plant the next generation of trees. Like the trees, the tapir understands that its actions have ripple effects, that the jungle is sustained not just by the towering giants above, but by every creature that lives within it, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. In this way, the tapir becomes both a caretaker and a participant in the dance of life that defines the jungle. And then there are the river systems that snake through the forest, flowing with a quiet majesty that carries the pulse of the jungle in their cool, clear waters. These rivers are the veins of the jungle, distributing life where it is needed most. They wind their way through the landscape, bringing water to areas that might otherwise be dry, feeding plants, animals, and the earth itself. The riverbanks, lined with lush vegetation, offer a quiet refuge to countless creatures, providing shelter and sustenance. The water flows so steadily, so continuously, that it is easy to forget how much life depends on its rhythm. Yet when you pause for a moment to listen, you can hear it. The sound of the river moving, a slow and constant murmur that sings a lullaby to all those who call the jungle home. In the cool, silvery light of the moon, the jungle takes on a dreamlike quality, its shadows longer, its shapes softer. Creatures of the night begin to stir, their eyes glowing softly in the dim light. The owls, perched high in the trees, peer down with keen eyes, their feathers blending into the night. Their quiet hoots echo like a secret shared between the trees and the stars, a reminder of the wisdom that the jungle holds. The owls, like many nocturnal creatures, are part of the delicate balance, keeping watch over the night while the jungle rests. It is in the silence of these creatures that the true essence of the jungle is revealed, a quiet, sacred space where life moves in perfect harmony, each creature and plant knowing its place, contributing to the cycle that never ends. As you drift deeper into the gentle flow of the jungle's rhythm, you begin to notice the smallest of details, the things that often go unnoticed. The way the moss grows on the trunks of the trees, its velvety texture soft against your skin. The tiny droplets of dew that cling to the leaves in the early morning, catching the light like diamonds. The quiet flutter of a butterfly's wings as it moves through the underbrush, its delicate body carrying it from one flower to another. These small things, often overlooked, are the true treasures of the jungle. They are the reminders that beauty exists not just in grand spectacles, but in the quiet moments, the fleeting instances of grace that take place when we are still enough to notice them. The vines that twist and curl around the trees are yet another testament to the jungle's ability to adapt and grow in harmony. These vines, some so thick and strong that they can bear the weight of a human, are both a source of support and a form of symbiosis. They wrap themselves around the trees, using them as scaffolding to climb higher, reaching for the light. Yet these vines do not harm the trees. Instead, they create a kind of partnership. The trees provide a solid foundation, and in return, the vines help to create a living structure that supports other plants and animals. In this gentle embrace, the trees and vines remind us that strength is often found in cooperation, in working together rather than standing alone. The jungle, too, is a place of constant change, where each season brings new challenges and opportunities. The rains, which come with such force, nurture the earth, replenishing the soil with the nutrients that plants need to thrive. But the rains also bring floods, shifting the landscape, reshaping the riverbanks, and carving new paths through the jungle. The jungle adapts to these changes with a quiet resilience, its plants and creatures learning to move with the ebb and flow of the seasons. In this way, the jungle teaches us the importance of flexibility, of understanding that change is an inevitable part of life. Just as the trees bend in the wind, we too must learn to bend, to flow with the currents of life, to trust that even in times of change, there is growth, there is renewal. In the stillness of the jungle night, you may also hear the calls of the unseen creatures, those whose presence is felt but rarely seen. The howler monkeys, perched high in the trees, let out their haunting calls that resonate through the forest. Their voices echo across the jungle like a chorus of ancient beings singing to the sky. Their calls are not just for communication, but serve a greater purpose, to mark their territory, to alert others to their presence, and to connect with the larger symphony of sounds that fill the night air. Their voices remind us that the jungle is alive with conversation, a constant exchange of energy, a continual sharing of life. Each creature, from the largest to the smallest, speaks its own language, And yet all of these voices are part of a greater harmony that exists within the jungle. The jungle's magic is not found in the things that are seen, but in the things that are felt. The subtle shift of the air as a bird takes flight, the soft whisper of a leaf falling to the ground, the quiet heartbeat of the jungle itself. It is in the quiet, hidden spaces that life thrives, in the shadows and the silence. As you listen to the sounds of the night, the jungle's secrets become clearer, like the delicate unfolding of a flower. It is here in the stillness that the most profound discoveries are made, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. And as the jungle cradles you in its timeless embrace, you are reminded of your own quiet rhythm. Just as the jungle moves through its cycles, so too do you. In the soft sigh of the wind, in the rustle of the leaves, in the whisper of the water, you are reminded that life is a constant flow, a series of quiet moments that come together to create a larger story. And as you drift deeper into sleep, you know that the jungle, with all its mysteries and wonders, will always be there, waiting to share its secrets with you in the stillness of the night, in the quiet rhythm of your breath, and in the comfort of that knowledge. You surrender to the calm, knowing that you are a part of something ancient, something beautiful, and something eternal. As you continue to rest in the warmth of the jungle's embrace, the world around you continues to move in the quiet rhythm of life. The sounds of the night are no longer separate from you. They have woven themselves into the fabric of your being, becoming part of your breath, part of your pulse. The jungle, ever present and timeless, whispers softly to you, its secrets slowly unfurling like the petals of a flower, its mysteries as endless as the stars that twinkle above in the deep, velvety sky. Here in the tender shadows, there is a quiet knowing that everything, no matter how small or fleeting, plays a part in the great symphony of the world. Beneath the towering trees, the jungle floor hums with life, its rich soil teeming with countless organisms that go unnoticed by most. The soil, dark and fertile, is the lifeblood, the forest, nurturing everything that grows. It is a complex ecosystem in itself, a place where decomposers, like fungi and insects, break down the remains of fallen leaves and animals, returning nutrients to the earth. Without these small but essential creatures, the jungle could not sustain itself. Each tiny action in the soil is a part of a greater cycle, a constant exchange that keeps the forest alive. The fallen leaves, now crumbling into the earth, become food for the next generation of plants, feeding their roots as they stretch deeper into the ground, seeking sustenance from the earth's secret stores. And in this quiet exchange, life is perpetuated, the jungle ever renewing, ever growing, ever changing. In the trees above, the canopy is a place of constant motion, where the great giants stretch their limbs toward the sky, reaching for the light. Yet, despite their towering heights, the trees do not grow alone. The branches of one tree often reach toward the branches of another, forming natural bridges and creating a kind of community within the canopy. It is here, among the leaves and the vines, that many of the jungle's creatures find their homes. The monkeys, for example, swing gracefully from branch to branch, their movements fluid and sure, their calls filling the air with music. They are not solitary creatures, but social ones, living in close-knit groups where cooperation and communication are key to survival. The way they move through the trees, with such ease and joy, is a testament to the deep connection they share with the forest around them. They are part of the great dance of life that takes place in the jungle, where every movement, every breath, is in harmony with the pulse of the earth. The jungle's creatures, large and small, seem to be woven into the very fabric of the land. The jaguar, elusive and graceful, moves silently through the underbrush, its golden eyes glowing softly in the darkness. Despite its strength, it is a creature of subtlety, moving with quiet power, its steps soft on the ground. The jaguar's presence is often only felt, not seen, as it moves through the jungle like a shadow. A reminder that even the strongest forces in nature are part of a delicate balance. The jaguar's role in the jungle is not just to hunt, but to keep the equilibrium of the ecosystem in check. Its movements, slow and deliberate, help to control populations of other animals, ensuring that no one species dominates the land. In this way, the jaguar is not just a predator, but a caretaker of the jungle's harmony, a keeper of its fragile balance. But the jaguar is not the only creature that moves through the shadows of the jungle. There are other beings, hidden in plain sight, whose roles are just as important. The owls, perched high in the trees, are the silent hunters of the night. Their wide, silent wings carry them effortlessly through the jungle's still air, their keen eyes scanning the ground below. With a sudden swoop, they dive toward their prey, their talons sharp and precise. The owls, like the jaguar, are not just hunters, but essential players in the jungle's complex food web. They help to keep populations of smaller creatures in balance, ensuring that the ecosystem remains stable. And in the quiet moments of the night, when all is still, the hoots of the owls echo softly through the trees, a reminder that even in silence, there is life, there is purpose, there is movement. As the night deepens, the jungle transforms again. The moonlight, now high above the canopy, bathes the forest in a soft, ethereal glow. The leaves shimmer in the light, casting shadows that seem to dance on the ground below. The jungle, bathed in this silver light, feels even more alive, as if the very air itself is filled with secrets waiting to be discovered. The quiet hum of the insects, the soft rustle of the leaves, the distant calls of nocturnal creatures, all of these sounds blend together in a delicate harmony, creating a symphony that plays softly in the background of the night. The jungle is alive, not just with the creatures that roam its depths, but with the energy that flows through it, unseen and yet undeniable. In the moonlit stillness, the jungle's rivers take on a new life. The water, which flows so gently during the day, now seems to move with a quiet purpose, its surface reflecting the light of the moon in 1,000 shimmering ripples. The riverbanks are lined with trees, their roots reaching into the water, drawing sustenance from the ever-moving current. These rivers are the lifeblood of the jungle, feeding the plants, nurturing the creatures, and carrying the pulse of the forest from one end to the other. The water moves in rhythms that echo the heartbeat of the earth, its flow as steady and constant as time itself. It is in these rivers that the creatures of the jungle come to drink, to wash, and to rest. The caimans glide silently through the water, their eyes peering just above the surface, while the jaguars come down to the river's edge to drink, their sleek bodies reflected in the stillness of the water. The jungle, with its vastness and its quiet complexity, teaches us many things. It teaches us that life is not always loud and bold, but often soft, subtle, and patient. It shows us that even in the deepest shadows, there is beauty, there is growth, and there is purpose. The jungle is a place where life moves in rhythms that we are not always aware of, but that sustain everything within it. Each plant, each creature, each drop of water is part of the great web that holds the jungle together. And as you rest here, with the sounds of the night surrounding you, you are reminded that you too are part of this web. You are part of the earth, part of the life that flows through it. And just as the jungle finds its balance, so too do you. In this quiet moment, you are at peace, knowing that the jungle will continue, as it always has, its rhythm never faltering. The night will pass, the morning will come, and the jungle will awaken once more. But for now you rest, wrapped in the warmth of its embrace, knowing that you are part of something much larger, much older, and much more beautiful than you could ever truly understand. And as you close your eyes, the jungle whispers its final secret to you, that everything is connected. Everything is part of the dance of life. And everything, no matter how small, matters. With that, the jungle, the earth, and the universe itself wrap you in their gentle, eternal rhythm, and you drift peacefully into sleep, carried away on the soft winds of time. As you continue to rest within the tender arms of the jungle, the night deepens, yet its embrace remains unwavering. The moon has now climbed higher in the sky, casting long silver beams through the canopy, dappling the forest floor in patches of light. The jungle, ever-changing, continues to breathe with you, its slow and rhythmic pulse like the heartbeat of the earth itself. Beneath the cover of night, the jungle moves in subtle ways, its creatures awake, yet so quiet that their presence is felt rather than seen. The air around you carries with it the faint scent of earth and moss, of life in all its forms, quietly thriving in the shadows. And in this stillness, a deep sense of peace settles over you, as though you too have become part of this vast, living world. Above you, the trees stretch their limbs toward the heavens, their crowns swaying gently in the night breeze. The trunks, thick and gnarled, stand like ancient sentinels, holding up the sky while their roots delve deep into the heart of the earth, anchoring the entire jungle. Some trees, like the towering mahogany, have lived for centuries, their stories written in the rings within their bark, each one a testament to the passing of time. And yet, despite their great age, these trees continue to grow, to reach, to stretch toward the light. They are reminders that even in the darkest of times, there is growth, there is change, and there is hope. As you breathe in the cool, moist air, you might notice how the jungle seems to hum with life, not in the usual loud manner, but in the softest of whispers. The insects, so often unnoticed, move through the night with purpose. The moths, their wings painted in delicate patterns, flutter through the air like tiny spirits, their flight a dance of grace and precision. They are drawn to the flowers that bloom in the night, their fragrances rich and sweet, filling the air with a heady perfume. These nocturnal flowers, though often overshadowed by their daytime counterparts, are just as important. They are an invitation to the creatures of the night, offering sustenance and shelter in exchange for the quiet work of pollination. This gentle exchange, though unnoticed by most, is essential to the survival of the jungle. a soft reminder that life is sustained not by force, but by the smallest acts of kindness, cooperation, and balance. Down on the forest floor, the shadows grow long as the night settles in. Here, in the dim light, the undergrowth teems with life. The ferns stretch their fronds upward, reaching for the faint light that filters through the canopy. The air is thick with the smell of damp earth, and the very ground beneath you feels alive, pulsing with unseen energy. Hidden among the leaves, creatures move, their steps silent but purposeful. The small, elusive creatures of the jungle, like the shy armadillos and the quietly scurrying mice, contribute to the constant ebb and flow of the forest's delicate ecosystem. They are part of the quiet rhythm that sustains the jungle, each one playing its role, no matter how small it may seem. The jungle, in all its complexity, is a place where no life is insignificant, where every being, from the tiniest ant to the largest jaguar, has a part to play in the intricate dance of existence. And then, deep in the shadows, there are the vines that twist and curl around the trees, their tendrils reaching out like gentle arms. These vines, though they may seem like simple plants at first glance, are complex creatures in their own right. Some of them, like the strangler fig, begin their lives high in the branches of another tree. From there, they send down roots that spiral around their host, eventually enveloping it in a quiet, patient embrace. Over time, the host tree is suffocated, and the strangler fig rises to take its place. It is a slow, almost imperceptible process, a testament to the power of time and the quiet persistence of nature. The strangler fig, like so many other plants in the jungle, shows us the delicate balance between life and death, between growth and decay. It is a reminder that even in the most subtle acts, there is profound transformation. But not all the changes in the jungle are as slow and quiet as those of the vines. The jungle is also a place of swift, energetic transformations. The rains, when they come, can change the landscape in an instant. The dry riverbeds, cracked and parched under the sun's relentless heat, are suddenly filled with rushing water, their banks swelling with the force of the downpour. The jungle, so still and serene in the moments before, is alive with movement, as the rivers swell and the earth trembles with the weight of the water. But even in the rush of the storm, there is beauty. The raindrops, as they fall from the sky, catch the light and shimmer like jewels, their sound a soothing rhythm against the backdrop of the forest's hum. The rains, though intense, are also life-giving. They nurture the soil, feed the plants, and bring the jungle to life in a way that is as powerful as it is gentle. It is in these moments, when the jungle pulses with the power of the rains, that the true spirit of the forest reveals itself. The jungle is not just a place of quiet shadows and whispered secrets, but also a place of vigor, of energy, of force. The river, the trees, the animals, all of them respond to the call of the rain, moving in unison with its rhythm. The jaguar, sleek and powerful, drinks from the river's edge, its coat darkened by the rain. The monkeys, in their treetop homes, leap from branch to branch, their calls mingling with the sound of the storm. Even the tiniest of insects, whose lives are often imperceptible to our eyes, feel the rain's touch, moving through the wet earth with renewed purpose. The jungle, in its beauty and its power, reminds us that life is a dynamic force, ever-changing, ever-evolving, constantly shifting in response to the world around it. But even in the midst of this powerful storm, there is still a quiet kind of grace that endures. The trees, though buffeted by the wind, continue to stand tall, their roots firmly anchored in the earth. The vines, though tangled and wild, cling to their host trees, their branches weaving together in intricate patterns. The creatures of the jungle, despite the tempest that rages around them, continue their work, continuing the delicate cycle of life that has existed for millions of years. The jungle, with its vastness and its beauty, teaches us that even in moments of change, there is stability, that even in the storm, there is peace. As the rain slows and the storm begins to subside, a quiet calm descends over the jungle. The air, now thick with moisture, seems to hum with the sound of the earth breathing. The plants and trees, having drunk their fill, stand tall and proud, their leaves glistening in the soft light of the moon. The river, once swollen with the storm, now flows gently, its surface smooth and calm. The creatures of the jungle, having taken shelter during the height of the storm, now emerge once more, their movements slow and deliberate as they resume their nightly routines. The jungle, in all its power and stillness, has once again found its balance. And as you rest in the heart of this peaceful world, you are reminded that just like the jungle, you too are a part of a greater rhythm, a greater cycle. The storms, the rains, the changes, they all come and go. But the rhythm of life remains constant in the quiet moments, in the stillness of the night. The jungle whispers its secrets to you, reminding you that no matter the storm, there is always peace to be found. And as you drift deeper into sleep, the jungle, with all its mysteries and beauty, continues its slow, eternal dance, always changing, always growing, and always at peace. As you settle deeper into the rhythm of the jungle's heartbeat, the world around you becomes softer, gentler, as if the very air itself is lulling you into a dream. The sounds of the night, so familiar now, flow like a quiet river, their presence comforting and constant. The wind moves through the trees, carrying with it the whispers of the forest, the murmurs of unseen creatures, and the hum of life that pulses through every leaf, every branch, and every blade of grass. The moonlight, now casting a silvery glow over the landscape, dances on the water, reflecting 1,000 tiny stars upon its surface. The jungle feels alive with magic, yet it is a quiet, peaceful kind of magic. A magic that does not need to be seen, but only felt in the soft caress of the night air, in the cool earth beneath your feet, in the gentle sway of the trees. In the distance, the sound of the river, its waters gliding over smooth stones, fills the air with a soft, constant murmur. The river, like the pulse of the earth itself, flows steadily through the jungle, carrying with it the lifeblood of the forest. Along its banks, the plants drink deeply, their roots reaching into the water for nourishment, while the creatures of the jungle come to the river's edge to drink, to wash, or simply to listen to the music of the water. The river's song is gentle yet unyielding, a reminder that life continues to flow no matter the circumstances. It is a song of renewal, of transformation, and of peace. The jungle's creatures, too, have found their place in this delicate harmony. The insects, whose buzzing was once a constant hum, now seem to fade into the background, their movements so subtle that they are barely perceptible. The fireflies, with their soft, glowing light, flicker gently through the air, their bodies pulsing in rhythm with the quiet flow of the jungle. Their light is not harsh, but soft, like the stars above, guiding the creatures of the night as they move through the shadows. The fireflies' glow, like all the quiet wonders of the jungle, reminds us that even in the darkness, there is light, a soft, steady glow that helps us find our way. Further into the jungle, where the trees grow thicker and the air becomes warmer and heavier with humidity, the vines twist and curl like ancient serpents. These vines, some of which have been growing for centuries, seem to have a life of their own, their tendrils reaching out in search of new heights. They move in subtle ways, wrapping themselves around the trunks of the trees, reaching for the sun that filters through the canopy above. They do not rush, but grow at their own pace, stretching their limbs ever upward, embracing the trees in a quiet, slow dance. The vines remind us that life is not always about speed or force, but about patience, persistence, and quiet determination. In their slow, deliberate movements, they show us that growth comes not through haste, but through a steady, patient unfolding. As you breathe deeply, inhaling the damp, rich air of the jungle, your senses begin to heighten, as though the world around you is becoming clearer, more vibrant. You can hear the subtle shift of the wind through the leaves, the faint rustle of the plants as they stretch in the gentle breeze. You can feel the moist earth beneath you, the coolness of the soil that seems to pulse with the rhythm of the jungle. It is as if the very land is alive, breathing with you, its energy flowing through you like a river. The jungle, in its quiet grandeur, reminds you that you are not separate from this world, but a part of it, woven into the very fabric of its existence. It is a feeling of unity, of connection, of belonging to something vast and beautiful that has been here long before you and will continue long after. In the quiet of the night, the trees, with their ancient wisdom, seem to whisper their secrets to each other. Their branches, stretching out to the sky, meet in the middle, forming a canopy that serves as a shelter for the life below. The leaves, rich with the moisture from the recent rain, glisten softly, reflecting the moonlight in 1,000 tiny sparkles. It is in these quiet moments, under the canopy of the trees, that life in the jungle truly thrives. The trees, though towering and powerful, are not solitary giants. They rely on each other, their roots connected underground, sharing nutrients and supporting one another in their growth. The jungle, as it moves through its cycles, is a place of community, where every being, no matter how small, contributes to the whole. The trees remind us that we, too, are part of something greater, that our strength lies not in isolation, but in connection with others. The insects, so often unseen, are the unseen architects of the jungle. The tiny ants, marching single-mindedly, are busy carrying leaves and seeds back to their nests, unaware of the larger role they play in the ecosystem. They help break down decaying matter, returning it to the earth, and are the silent gardeners of the jungle. The ants, with their tireless work and their quiet determination, show us that even the smallest actions can have a profound impact. Every step, every movement is part of the jungle's grand design. And though we may never see the full extent of their work, the ants' influence is felt everywhere. In every leaf that grows, every tree that towers above, and every animal that thrives in the jungle's care. As the night continues, the jungle takes on a new kind of quiet. The frogs, whose chorus was once so loud, have softened their calls, as if lulled by the stillness of the night. The air is now thick with moisture, the humidity heavy on your skin. The insects, the birds, the creatures of the jungle, all seem to have entered into a peaceful slumber, each one wrapped in the jungle's protective embrace. It is a deep, restful quiet, the kind that comes when all things have found their place, when everything is where it should be, and there is no need for haste. The jungle, in this moment, is at peace, and so too are you. In the distance, the faint sound of the river continues its steady flow, a gentle reminder that time, like the river, moves forward, no matter what. The jungle moves in rhythms that are both ancient and eternal. The moon, still high above, casts its soft glow across the landscape, illuminating the jungle in a dreamlike haze. The world feels as though it is suspended in a moment, held in the gentle embrace of the night. The jungle's pulse slows, and in that slow rhythm, you too find yourself slowing, becoming a part of the stillness, a part of the deep, peaceful silence that has settled over the world. As you rest, the jungle continues its quiet dance. The trees stretch, the rivers flow, the creatures sleep, and the earth breathes. Everything in the jungle moves in harmony. Each creature, each plant, each droplet of water playing its part in the delicate balance that sustains it all. The jungle, like life itself, is a cycle of quiet change, a reminder that growth, rest, and renewal are all part of the same rhythm. There is no rush, no hurry, only the steady unfolding of time, the gentle ebb and flow of existence. And as you drift deeper into sleep, carried by the soft hum of the jungle, you know that you are a part of this cycle. The jungle, with its ancient wisdom, its peaceful rhythms, and its quiet beauty, holds you gently in its embrace, guiding you into a peaceful, restful slumber. The jungle is always here, always waiting, its secrets and wonders unfolding with every passing moment. And as you rest, you are reminded that in the heart of this great living world, there is always room for peace, for quiet, and for the gentle rhythm of life that carries you through. As the jungle wraps you in its embrace, the very essence of the world around you seems to deepen. The sounds that once felt like separate whispers now converge into a single symphony, a song of the earth, its creatures, its trees, its rivers, all vibrating together in a quiet harmony that is almost tangible. The air, cool and moist, feels soft against your skin, filled with the earthy fragrance of moss, rain, and life. It carries with it the wisdom of the ages, as though the jungle itself is breathing in sync with you, and every inhalation is a step deeper into this world of wonder. Above you, the canopy is a lattice of life, its leaves interwoven like a patchwork quilt, shading the forest floor below. Every leaf, every vine, every branch seems to have its place in this vast network, working together to create a delicate balance that sustains all life. The trees, though immense and towering, are not solitary giants. They rely on each other, sharing nutrients and resources through their roots, and standing together like old friends who have known each other for centuries. They are the silent sentinels of the jungle, witnesses to the passing of time. And yet, despite their great age, they continue to grow, reaching ever higher into the sky. The plants of the jungle are as varied as they are plentiful. Some, like the brilliant orchids, bloom only once in a season, their delicate flowers opening in perfect silence, as if the world itself pauses to admire them. Others, like the ferns, unfurl slowly, their fronds stretching toward the light, reaching for the warmth of the sun. And in the shadows, the fungi thrive in the moist, cool earth, their pale caps rising from the ground like delicate sculptures. They play their part in the jungle's intricate web, breaking down the remains of the fallen leaves and trees, returning nutrients to the soil, and ensuring that the cycle of life continues uninterrupted. Even in death, there is life. As the night deepens, the jungle shifts, and the creatures that roam its depths come to life in their own quiet ways. The owls, their feathers soft and silent, glide through the air, their keen eyes scanning the ground below. They are the hunters of the night, their presence a reminder that even in the darkness, there is purpose. The bats, too, emerge from their roosts in the trees, their wings beating with a soft whisper as they sweep through the air in search of insects. The rhythm of their flight is almost meditative, like a dance with the wind, their movements so fluid that they seem to be part of the very night sky itself. But it is the fireflies, those tiny glowing creatures that seem to capture the heart of the jungle's nocturnal world. Their delicate bodies flicker and pulse in the darkness, sending out soft, rhythmic signals that echo through the stillness of the night. They are like stars that have fallen to earth, lighting the way for the creatures of the jungle, guiding them through the shadows. Their light is not harsh, but gentle and inviting, like a soft whisper from another world. Each firefly's glow is a small miracle, a brief burst of radiance that lasts only for a moment. But in that moment, it becomes a part of the night, a part of the jungle's great dance. In the distance, the river continues to flow, its waters moving with the quiet certainty of time. The sound of the river is both constant and soothing, like the heartbeat of the jungle, a rhythm that has been flowing since the beginning of time. The water, cool and clear, carries the energy of the forest, nourishing the plants, sustaining the animals, and shaping the land. The riverbanks, lined with lush vegetation, are home to countless creatures that come to drink, to bathe, or simply to rest. The water is a lifeline, a vital thread that connects everything in the jungle, from the smallest ant to the tallest tree. The jungle, in its quiet grandeur, is a place of constant change. The seasons come and go, bringing with them the rains, the winds, the heat, and the cold. Yet, despite these changes, the jungle remains steadfast, its rhythm unbroken. The leaves, though they may fall in the autumn and be reborn in the spring, are always part of the same cycle. The creatures, though they may live and die, are part of the eternal flow of life, each one playing a role in the grand design. The jungle, like life itself, is in constant motion, yet it is always at peace, always moving with the flow of time. And as you rest here, nestled in the arms of the jungle, you are reminded that you, too, are part of this ever-turning wheel. The same cycles of growth and renewal that shape the life of the jungle also shape your own life. Like the trees that reach toward the light, you too reach for growth, for wisdom, for understanding. Like the river that flows steadily through the land, you too move through time, finding your own path, shaping the world around you with every step you take. The jungle teaches us that we are not isolated, that we are connected to all things, to the creatures, to the trees, to the very earth beneath our feet. Everything, no matter how small or large, has a role to play in the great dance of existence. As the night stretches on, the jungle begins to quiet even further, the sounds of the day fading away, leaving only the soft, constant hum of life. The temperature drops just enough to cool the earth, and the air becomes thick with the scent of dew and earth. The creatures that remain awake at this hour move with quiet grace, their bodies moving in perfect harmony with the land around them. Even the wind, now gentle, seems to slow, its whispers fading into the background, leaving only the sounds of the jungle's steady pulse. In this peaceful stillness, the jungle feels timeless, as if it has always been this way and always will be. In the quiet, you feel your own heartbeat slowing, syncing with the rhythm of the jungle. The world around you is calm, and you too are calm. The tension that might have once been in your body begins to dissolve, melting into the earth beneath you. There is no rush, no urgency, only the steady unfolding of the present moment. And as you breathe deeply, you realize that in this moment, there is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. You are here in this quiet world, and everything is exactly as it should be. In this space of stillness, the jungle's secrets seem to reveal themselves more clearly. It is not the loud or the grandiose that defines this world, but the subtle, the quiet, the constant hum of life. The ants that march across the forest floor, the vines that curl toward the sky, the fireflies that light the night. They are all part of a larger, interconnected web of life. Each one is essential. Each one plays its part. The jungle is a place where life is not measured in moments of glory, but in the quiet, everyday miracles that happen all around us, if only we take the time to see them. And as you continue to rest, the jungle continues its slow, eternal dance, its creatures sleeping beneath the canopy, its trees swaying gently in the breeze. The river flows, the moon rises higher in the sky, and the world moves forward, ever changing, yet ever constant. In the stillness of this night, you are reminded of the simple truth that all things, even the quietest ones, are part of a much larger story. A story that is unfolding all around you, even now. With each passing moment, you feel yourself becoming more attuned to the rhythm of the jungle, more connected to the pulse of life that runs through it. You are part of this grand, quiet dance, and as you drift deeper into sleep, you know that you are held in the safe, loving arms of the jungle, wrapped in its gentle, eternal embrace. The jungle is always here, always waiting, and as you rest, you too become part of its story, one that stretches across time and space, where every step, every breath, and every whisper is part of the greater whole. And in that, you find peace. As you continue to drift deeper into the comforting embrace of the jungle, the passage of time feels less important, as if the night itself has no beginning or end. The jungle, in its timeless rhythm, moves like a slow tide, its presence always gentle, always constant. The stillness is profound, broken only by the occasional rustle of a leaf or the soft murmur of a distant creature. The air is rich with moisture, heavy with the sweet scent of earth and growing things, and each breath feels like an intimate connection to the land beneath you, to the trees above you, to the very heart of the jungle itself. The canopy above, thick with the leaves of countless trees, forms a perfect shield from the sky, yet allows just enough light to filter through in gentle beams. The moonlight dances on the surface of the river, turning its waters into liquid silver, casting reflections of the trees along its edges like soft, shimmering dreams. The sound of the river, as it flows steadily onward, becomes a lullaby, its steady rush of water washing over you, soothing your thoughts, calming your heart. It is as though the river carries away all that you do not need, leaving only the quiet presence of the jungle, the deep connection between earth and sky. In the stillness of the night, the jungle begins to reveal its softer, more hidden side. The creatures of the night, though present, are elusive, moving quietly through the undergrowth, their eyes gleaming softly in the moonlight. The fireflies, whose soft glow had been a steady beacon, now seem to fade into the shadows, their flickering light slowing as they find their rest. The frogs, too, whose chorus filled the air only moments ago, now fall silent, as if the entire jungle has synchronized its pace, sinking into a profound moment of peaceful slumber. The very air seems to hold its breath, and in this calm, you are reminded that the jungle, while vast and ever-changing, is also a place of profound peace. A place where life continues in perfect balance, where every creature, every plant, every breeze moves with purpose. The vines that hang from the trees, so vibrant and full of life during the day, now rest, their tendrils curling gently in the cool night air. These vines, like the roots that stretch beneath the earth, are patient. They grow at their own pace, taking in the rhythms of the jungle, always waiting for the right moment to stretch higher, to bloom, to thrive. Their gentle growth, slow and steady, is a reminder that nature does not hurry. It takes its time, knowing that everything will come when it is meant to. The jungle, in its quiet wisdom, teaches us that growth is not always a forceful act, but often a slow unfolding, a patient waiting for the right moment. Beneath the towering trees, the forest floor is covered in a rich carpet of moss and leaves. The quiet sound of a small animal moving through the underbrush barely disturbs the peaceful silence. Here, in this hidden world, the jungle continues its work of regeneration, its plants and creatures quietly nourishing the earth, ensuring that life will continue. The ferns that line the jungle floor reach upward, their delicate fronds unfurling in a soft, rhythmic dance. Even in the darkest corners, the smallest moments of growth are taking place, unnoticed by most, yet essential to the jungle's ongoing beauty. It is as if the jungle thrives on its own quiet momentum, its energy flowing through the smallest details, the tender shoots, the fallen leaves, the quiet movements of the creatures that inhabit it. The trees, as ancient as the land itself, stand like silent guardians, their roots digging deep into the earth, holding the jungle steady. These towering giants, though still, are not static. Their roots, hidden beneath the surface, form a network that stretches across the jungle, connecting one tree to another. It is in this silent connection, this underground web of life, that the true magic of the jungle lies. These roots, although unseen, are the lifeblood of the jungle, nourishing the plants, sharing resources, and supporting the entire ecosystem. It is in the silent exchanges beneath the earth that the jungle finds its balance, its strength. Every tree, every plant, is connected in a way that is beyond understanding, each one playing a crucial role in the whole. In this quiet moment, as the jungle settles into its own rhythm, there is a deep sense of knowing that everything here, in this wild and untamed place, is part of something greater. The trees, the vines, the animals, the river, they are all threads in a vast, intricate tapestry, each one woven together with delicate care. And just as the jungle flows in its own time, so too does your own life unfold, gently, naturally, at its own pace. There is no need to rush, no need to hurry. The jungle teaches us that every step, every pause, every breath is part of the larger journey, part of the quiet movement of time. As you rest, held by the soft embrace of the jungle, you begin to understand that the peace of this place is not simply the absence of noise, but the presence of harmony. The jungle, with its myriad voices, each creature, each leaf, each whisper of the wind, is in perfect alignment, working together to create a symphony of life. And you, too, are part of that symphony. As you lie in the stillness, the jungle seems to cradle you in its arms, as if it has always been here to offer you this quiet, unspoken comfort, this sense of belonging. The night continues, deep and quiet, as the world around you slows. The steady beat of the river, the occasional rustle of leaves in the wind, and the soft sounds of the nocturnal creatures are the only sounds that remain, lulling you into an even deeper state of rest. The jungle, though vast and untamed, feels intimate, as though it has wrapped itself around you like a blanket, protecting you from the outside world. It is here, in this sacred space, that you find true peace, as the rhythms of nature carry you further into a gentle slumber. With each breath you take, you sink deeper into the world of the jungle. The whisper of the leaves, the song of the river, the dance of the fireflies, they all fade into a soft, quiet hum, a lullaby that carries you through the night. There is nothing to fear here, nothing to worry about, only the quiet presence of the jungle, cradling you in its eternal rhythm. And as you close your eyes, you feel yourself becoming one with the earth, with the trees, with the sky, as if you are part of the very soul of the jungle itself. The jungle, in its endless beauty, its quiet majesty, continues its work, weaving its secrets through the night. Its mysteries remain hidden in the shadows, waiting to be discovered when the time is right. But for now, in this moment, you rest in the comfort of its embrace, knowing that everything is as it should be, that the jungle's timeless rhythm will continue, carrying you through the night, through the mysteries, into the peaceful quiet of sleep. As you continue to rest within the tender arms of the jungle, time itself seems to slow, becoming a gentle rhythm that mirrors your own breath. The world around you is quieter now, the jungle settling into its deep, peaceful slumber. Even the trees, towering above you with their ancient wisdom, seem to exhale in unison, their leaves moving ever so slightly in the cool, calm breeze. The air is thick with moisture, heavy with the scent of earth, of wet moss, and the deep, rich aroma of the jungle's ancient soul. Every breath you take feels like an offering to the forest, as if the jungle itself is breathing with you, its heartbeat pulsing softly in the stillness of the night. The river, which had been flowing steadily throughout the night, continues its path with a quiet dignity. Its waters reflect the pale glow of the moon, shimmering as it moves through the landscape, a steady current that connects the heart of the jungle to the distant horizon. The river's sound, now a soft murmur, is a lullaby, a song that has echoed through the jungle for countless generations. Each ripple in the water seems to carry with it the wisdom of the ages, whispering secrets that only the jungle understands. The river, like the earth itself, moves without haste, allowing each drop of water to take its time, to travel at its own pace. There is no rush here. Time flows as steadily as the water itself, carrying you deeper into the peaceful embrace of the night. Above, the canopy stretches wide, its leaves forming a thick, protective blanket that shields the world beneath. The night sky, though visible through the gaps in the foliage, seems distant, as though the stars are watching over you from afar. Their light is soft, like the glow of distant memories, casting a gentle light on the jungle below. The trees, though solid and unmoving, seem to bend toward the sky, their branches reaching out, as if to touch the stars themselves. The moonlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor, creating a patchwork of light and dark that feels both timeless and eternal. The jungle, bathed in this soft light, seems to glow with its own inner warmth, a quiet radiance that touches everything in its path. The creatures of the jungle, who had been so active just hours before, are now resting, their movements slow and deliberate. The owls, perched high in the trees, close their eyes, their feathers blending into the darkness. The jaguars, sleek and powerful, lie hidden in the undergrowth, their bodies curled in quiet repose, waiting for the first rays of dawn. The frogs, whose croaks had filled the night air with their rhythmic songs, have gone silent, their calls now replaced by the soft sound of the wind moving through the leaves. Even the insects, so often invisible in the night, have settled into the stillness, their tiny bodies tucked away in the shadows, where they wait for the night to pass. And yet, despite the stillness, the jungle is never truly silent. It hums with life, with the subtle movements of creatures so small that they go unnoticed by most. The ants, for instance, continue their tireless work, moving in perfect unison, carrying leaves and seeds back to their nests. They are silent workers, unseen by most, but their role in the jungle is essential. They help to break down decaying matter, returning it to the earth, making space for new life to grow. Their work is slow, patient, but no less important than the loud, bold movements of the larger creatures. In the jungle, even the smallest beings play a role in the grand dance of life, and their presence is felt in the quiet, unseen ways that they sustain the world around them. The vines, which had once climbed the trunks of the trees, now rest in the cool air. They coil softly around the branches, their tendrils hanging in the stillness like threads of green silk. The vines, though they grow with incredible speed during the day, take their time in the night, their growth steady and silent. They stretch and twist slowly, reaching for new heights, their movements so subtle that they are nearly imperceptible. The jungle teaches us that growth, like the vines, is not always a rapid thing. Sometimes growth is slow and steady, occurring in moments of quiet patience. The vines, in their quiet embrace of the trees, remind us that the most profound changes happen not in moments of haste, but in the stillness, in the waiting, in the silent unfolding. In the deepest parts of the jungle, where the trees are so thick that only a sliver of moonlight can filter through, the mushrooms begin to bloom. These fungi, though small and delicate, have a powerful role to play in the forest. They grow in the shadows, in the damp, dark corners of the earth, where light cannot reach. Their caps are pale, almost ghostly in the moonlight, rising from the rich soil like silent sentinels. The mushrooms break down the organic matter that falls to the forest floor, returning it to the soil so that new life can spring forth. Their quiet, constant work is vital to the health of the jungle, ensuring that the cycle of life continues unabated. And yet, despite the quiet, despite the stillness, there is an unmistakable energy that courses through the jungle. It is subtle, like the whisper of the wind through the trees, or the slow, rhythmic thrum of the earth itself. This energy is not loud or forceful, but rather gentle and persistent, like the heartbeat of the forest. It is the energy that sustains the jungle, the force that keeps it alive, that ensures it continues to grow and thrive. The jungle's energy is felt in the soft rustle of leaves, in the distant call of a bird, in the quiet movement of the river. It is the pulse of life, steady and enduring, always present, always carrying the jungle forward. As you lie here, listening to the subtle sounds of the jungle, you realize that you too are part of this vast energy. The jungle, in all its complexity and beauty, has been here long before you and will remain long after. And yet, in this moment, you are a part of it. Your breath, slow and steady, aligns with the rhythm of the forest. Your heartbeat, quiet and constant, is in sync with the pulse of the earth. The jungle, in its eternal wisdom, reminds you that you are never truly separate from the world around you, but always connected, always a part of the larger flow of life. As the night wears on, the jungle settles deeper into its quiet embrace. The wind has stilled, the creatures have rested, and the moon has climbed higher into the sky, casting its silver glow over everything. The jungle, though vast and untamed, feels like a sanctuary, a place of refuge and peace. The sounds of the night, soft, subtle, and constant, are a reminder that all is as it should be. There is no need to rush, no need to worry. Everything is moving at its own pace, and all is in balance. And as you drift even deeper into sleep, the jungle continues its slow, steady rhythm, carrying you into a peaceful rest, a quiet surrender to the beauty of the night. The world around you seems to fade, leaving only the soft pulse of the earth, the rustle of leaves, the steady flow of the river, and the gentle rhythm of your own breath. You are part of this vast, living world, and as the jungle carries you deeper into sleep, you are reminded that in the heart of nature, there is always peace, always harmony, always a space for rest.